I welcome you all to the online learning class for the subject Fundamentals of Agricultural Economics. So in this video we are going to see about the elasticity of supply. So the elasticity, as we have already seen the elasticity of demand. So elasticity means it's a responsiveness of one variable to the change of another variable. That means so it is elastic for change in another variable. So we know that when the price changes, the supply also changes, so it responds. So there is some elasticity in supply, so that is calculated by the elasticity formula. So we are going to deal with the elasticity of supply in this video. So elasticity of supply is nothing but the percentage change in quantity supplied due to the percentage change in price. So elasticity of supply is the ratio between the percentage change in quantity supplied and the percentage change in price. So it is given here as a formula. So we already know that it can be shortened and modified as, so change in quantity supplied can be written as delta QS. Delta means change, QS means quantity supplied. So whereas delta P represents change in price. This price and quantity supplied or initial price. P represents for initial price and QS represents for initial quantity supplied. So we know that it is proportionate change. So when we consider delta QS and QS, so it is proportionate change in quantity supplied. When it is delta P and divided by P, so it is proportionate change in price. So thus we arrive the formula of elasticity of supply. So let's see with an example. So the example given here is, suppose the price of mango rises from rupees 1 to 1.5, and so we know that as law of supply states that when price increases, the quantity supplied also increases. So as a result, the supply rises from 10 to 20 mangoes, and then the elasticity of supply can be estimated as follows. So elasticity of supply, we know the formula. So elasticity of supply equal to delta QS. Delta QS is change in quantity supplied. So we know that from 10 to 20 mangoes there is change as 10. Then change in price. Change in price is 1 to 1.5 rupees. So 0.5 rupees and multiplied by price, initial price. So the initial price of mango is 1 rupee and divided by the QS, so initial quantity. So initial quantity of mango is 10 units. So thus we arrive to percentage. The elasticity is expressed in percentage. Since it has no units, so we use percentage. So this 2% means, so there is a 2% rise in supply when there is 1% increase in price of mango. So this can be inferred as, there is a 2% increase in quantity of mango supplied if price increases by 1%. So this is how we are going to solve the problems. So elasticity of supply, we are going to use the formula delta QS divided by delta P into P divided by QS, where delta QS represents change in quantity supplied, delta P change in price, and P initial price, and Q is initial quantity. So similar to the law of demand, what we have seen in the elasticity of demand also applies here. So here there is only one elasticity, so that is price elasticity is available. Now based on the magnitude of elasticity, we are going to classify them as perfectly inelastic, perfectly elastic, and relatively elastic, and relatively inelastic, and unitary elastic, as that of we have done for elasticity of demand. So perfectly inelastic supply, so inelastic means it has no elastic property, that means there will be no change for any price. So the price has no influence on quantity supplied, that means the supply is fixed at a given level irrespective of changes in the price. So here the elasticity of supply will be 0. So this could be drawn as like this. So whatever may be the price, the elasticity will remain same, or the elasticity will be 0. So the price may be 1 rupee, or the price may be 5 rupees, whatever it may be, the supply won't change, the supply stops here. So this is the graph of perfectly inelastic supply. Now we are going to say about perfectly elastic. Perfectly elastic means, so for a small change in price there will be a huge difference in supply, so that is known as perfectly elastic. So it is also known as infinitely elastic supply, as its value is infinite. So here the elasticity will be equal to 0, there will be no supply. Here the elasticity will be equal to infinity. So that means the elasticity, when for the small change, small amount of any amount of commodity will be supplied at the prevailing market price, but nothing will be supplied at a lower price. So for a small change there will be huge demand, huge supply will be there. So let's say that, so this is the current market price, so this is current quantity. For a small change there will be huge supply. There will be huge supply, that is what we mention as perfectly elastic or infinitely elastic. So this is perfectly inelastic situation, and this is perfectly elastic situation. Now we move on to relatively inelastic and relatively elastic situations. So relatively inelastic or inelastic situation where the elasticity is less than 1, that is it has inelastic supply, that is the proportionate change in quantity supplied is not much. So the graph will be like this. So the supply graph will be like this. So if the price is rupees 5 here, let's say that rupees 5, and here the quantity demanded is 10. Let's say that the quantity demanded is 10. So when the price is quantity supplied, so when the price is 10, let's say that the price is 10 rupees, then the quantity supplied will not change much, so it will be around 11 or 12. Let's say that it is 12. So for huge difference in price, there is less response. That is why it is called as inelastic or relatively inelastic. So here the elasticity will be less than 1. So in elastic or relatively elastic situation, where the supply is greater for a small change in price, so the relative responsiveness is high here. So we can say that the graph will be like this. So if the price is rupees 5, it will be like this, and the price is rupees 10, it will be higher. So when the price is 5 and the price is 10, let's say that it is 10 and this will be 20. So elastic means it has show some responsiveness. So when the good has elastic supply, for a small change in price it will exhibit more quantity supplied. So, and finally we are going to see about the unitary elastic, where the magnitude of response will be same. Magnitude of response will be same for the price change. 1% change in price will result in 1% change in quantity supplied. So for the previous one, for perfectly elastic or relatively elastic supply, the elasticity will be more than 1. So we know that for relatively inelastic it is less than 1, and for relatively elastic it is more than 1. For unit elasticity it is equal to 1. That means the magnitude will be the same, equal. That means the elasticity of supply will be equal to 1. So for change in 1 rupee, change will fetch a equal amount of quantity supplied. So when there is a 5 unit change in price, there will be 5 unit change in the quantity supplied also. So this is what we are going to say in this magnitude of elasticity. So elasticity of supply, so when the price changes, how it affects the quantity supplied was dealt in the first slide. Then we have seen that different types of elasticities, and ultimately we are going to see some exception to law of supply also there. So when price goes on, the supply sometimes will not go on increasing. So that is what we are going to see in the next slide. So here the unit elasticity, the elasticity will is equal to 1. So exception to law of supply. So when the law of supply states that when the price increases, the supply also increases, and vice versa. When the price decreases, the supply also decreases. But there is some cases like labor. So after a certain level of wage rate, the increase in wage rate will not increase the labor supply. So what they will do, when there is increase in wage, the people prefer leisure over work, and those who are already working at lower wage rate may stop going for work. So this is an exception to law of supply. So this can be represented by the graph. So it will go on increasing as the wage rate, that is mentioned here as P. So it go on increases, but it will decrease when the wage rate goes beyond. So after this point, this is called inward bending or backward bending supply curve. So it is exceptional supply curve or backward bending labor supply curve. So this is the exception to law of supply. So we have seen today that elasticity of supply and different types of elasticity of supply, and with by their magnitude, and we have seen that exception to law of supply. So with this we complete the supply concepts. So we already know that the demand and supply are the contradictory terms. That means, so demand is created by consumer and supply is fulfilled by the producer. When these two forces meets, we get the equilibrium. So as we have seen in the last video, so when demand and supply meets, we get the equilibrium. So equilibrium situation, always a market will try to achieve its equilibrium. So when the demand goes high, thus the price will be increased. So for demand for a particular product, say onion, so when the demand for onion increases, the price of onion increases. So when price of onion increases, the farmer will think that the production of onions will fetch him more price, so he will produce more onions in his field. So when he produces more onions, that will come to the market, that will increase the supply. So the increased demand will cause the increased supply by the farmers. So when the supply meets the demand, equilibrium price is achieved. So there will be equilibrium price. So similarly, when the supply is more, that means when we say that the supply is like for supply of tomato is more, the people will purchase, the price will go down, people will purchase more quantity of tomato. The farmers will think that tomato is not price fetching, they will reduce the land on the tomato, so that the supply of tomato decreases. So the demand for tomato will increase. So this two fluctuates in the market and the equilibrium price is achieved. So this is what we are going to see in the law of demand and the law of supply, and the interaction between law of supply and law of demand. Thank you.